Hello, welcome to the morning news. The Greek people woke up to the news that the country's parliament has passed a set of sweeping austerity measures. These were demanded by lenders to open talks on a new multi-billion euro bailout package to keep Greece in the Eurozone and from going bankrupt. Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras now faces new challenges. Dozens of Tsipras' deputies deserted him and voted against the package he agreed to in Brussels. People in Athens express a hope for a strong government in light of the dissent within Syriza party.
This government is not going to fall. They will proceed as needed so that we get out of this dead end.
I hope that we will manage to get through this situation. It will be hard with these measures.
What we want is a strong government so that all the measures can be implemented and we have a better future.
The people also express other hopes. They are anxiously, at times desperately, awaiting for the banks to reopen. They've been closed for 3 weeks as part of capital controls imposed by the government. Greeks are now waiting news from the European Central Bank, a governing council whose meeting is taking place in Frankfurt, Germany. They are expected to ease the ECB's funding squeeze to Greek banks. People in Athens continue to line up at aims to withdraw their daily allowance limit of 60 euros, about $66. We begin our Latin American news coverage in Argentina. Our correspondent Leo Pobletti has been following the Bolivian President Evo Morales during his visit to the country.
President Evo Morales met with his Argentine counterpart Cristina Fernandez this Wednesday evening in Argentina's capital, Buenos Aires, where both heads of state signed agreements to strengthen relations between the two nations.
The bilateral agreements, energy agreements of integration, agreements of issues related to health are always of a huge assistance to my country, to the people of my country, and I cannot omit the great solidarity and support dating back to our brother, President Nestor Kirchner.
With democratic stability and with regional integration, we have achieved so much, and I am sure more will be achieved between two sister nations, as are Bolivia and Argentina.
Following the meeting, both presidents headed the opening ceremony to a monument to Latin American independence hero Juana Azurduy amidst a mass celebration of regional integration.
What has been launched today goes far beyond a sculpture, a particular work of art. What I think has been launched is a new look at ourselves. The more we know about Juana Azurduy, the more we will know about our own identity and how we are positioned in our Latin America.
At the site, only about 100 metres away from Government House, for nearly 100 years stood Christopher Columbus. From tonight, the hero of Latin American independence, Juana Azurduy, will be overlooking the executive power for generations to come.
This is a tangible example that we are building Patria Grande, and that in Argentina we can construct a pathway towards our liberation and socialism, and that justice for the people will finally come. This statue here, which replaces the statue of Christopher Columbus, is an impressive symbol of how much our peoples, when united and in struggle, can achieve.
President Evo Morales' 2-day state visit to Argentina continues on Thursday, where he's scheduled to participate in a rally in support of Bolivia's claim to sovereign access to the Pacific Ocean before he flies to Brazil ahead of this weekend's summit of the Common Markets of the South, Mercosur. Leo Politegoduti, Telesur, Buenos Aires.
Now let's take a look at this Latin American news roundup.
The Mexican Ministry of the Interior announced the deployment of about 10,000 federal police officers and 48 sniffing dogs in a countrywide effort to recapture Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán. He is again the most wanted criminal in the world after staging a second escape from a maximum security jail in Mexico. But their commitment is doubtful, as no search is being carried out in Guzmán's stronghold in the Sierra region of Sinaloa between Jesus Maria and Badiraguato. I think that Joaquín Guzmán Loera, El Chapo, will be very careful with his movements. If he takes refuge in the area that he's familiar with, his security niche is the golden triangle of Chihuahua, Sinaloa, Durango, including the Badiraguato Sierra, which is very close. They'll never find him. In Cuba, President Raúl Castro spoke before the National Assembly. His speech comes 4 days before Cuba and the U.S. resume formal diplomatic relations after more than 50 years. Embassies will be opened in Washington and Havana. Raúl Castro said the first phase of the process that began December 17 has ended. He expressed hope that in this new phase, both countries will find solutions to problems that he said have accumulated during more than 5 decades, affecting the island nation.
We hope that he, U.S. President Barack Obama, continues to use his executive powers that he can use as president without congressional interference to dismantle aspects of this policy that has damaged and caused hardship to our people.
Ecuador's pristine Galapagos Islands can boast a new honor to its environmental credential. They now have the world's first green airport. It is completely powered by solar and wind power, with 80% of its infrastructure made from material recycled from its old airport. The airport also had its own seawater desalination plant to supply fresh water to its terminal. The airport is so ecologically friendly, the United States awarded it a gold certificate for sustainable constructions. Colombia will also have world recognition, but in this case it is for infamous reasons. Local authorities will unearth what is being billed as the largest urban mass grave in the world. They believe about 300 bodies were dumped in the mass grave in question. This is part of the country's efforts to find the bodies of people gone missing as a result of the country's 51-year-long war that has left over 220,000 people dead. The grave is located in Medellin, Colombia's second largest city.
Now to Japan. Up to 100,000 protesters are gathered in front of the parliament in Tokyo. They oppose Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's bill that could see troops sent to fight abroad for the first time since World War II. The lower house has approved a law that will now go to the upper house. If a no vote takes place there, the bill will return after 60 days to the lower house, where Abe's coalition can enact with a two-thirds majority.
Rather than each of the articles, it feels that the Constitution is being destroyed. I made this sign myself, which says, "We won't allow the destruction of the Constitution."
The Prime Minister responded to the protesters. He said the newly passed security legislation is absolutely necessary to protect Japan and its people. Protesters demanded no more war and no more killing during the rallies, but Abe assured that the country faces new threats and needs to be ready to face them. He also said the new bill would prevent Japan from going to war, but they do contemplate participating in conflicts with allies, particularly in the United States.
The security situation surrounding Japan is becoming increasingly challenging. With this in mind, it's an absolutely necessary legislation to protect the lives of the Japanese people and also to prevent the country from going to war.
More on these on our website, LaserTV.net/English. Thanks for watching and have a good day.